I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up. I sell the products I used in this project and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I'll have the free detailed directions for this project on my website, and you'll see where to find that at the end of the video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. I'm using Merry Christmas to All, the Frosted Frames dies, Rhinestone Basic Jewels, the Subtle 3D Textured Impression Embossing Folder. My cardstock is Pretty Peacock. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have 2 layers that are 4 by 5 1/4. One is the Pretty Peacock and one is Whisper White. I have a piece of the silver Glimmer Paper. This is 2 5/8 by 2 7/8. I have a piece of Vellum cardstock. I went ahead and used 1/4 of a sheet of the Vellum to cut it out. It's a fairly large piece. And I also have a piece of Pretty Peacock that's started out at 2 3/4 by 3, and I went ahead and cut this out. So the vellum is cut out with this piece, and the Pretty Peacock is cut out with this piece. And we will also need these snowflakes. I've raised you up so hopefully you can see me work on the big shot. I don't know if you'll be able to see the difference on the Glimmer Paper. My old style Glimmer Paper has kind of a plastic backing on it, and you will see the glitter come off of it. The new does not have the plastic, and the glitter just really stays pretty stuck on there, so it's easier to cut and it doesn't make a glittery mess. But in the meantime, I'm using up my old. So I'm putting my snowflake die right in the middle of my Glimmer Paper and just cutting it out. This is pretty detailed, and I am using the old style with that plastic, so I'm going over several times. And it punches out 2 very nice snowflakes. And I am also going to use the Subtle Embossing Folder. In the catalog, the Subtle folder does not show very well at all because it is very subtle. I do have the old style of the dynamic folder. The new ones are 3D. So because I have the old one, I'm using no thin die adapter, and I'm using 1 embossing plate. If you have the new 3D folder that only has Stampin' Up on it, you will want to use the blue plate. And I am switching this around 90 degrees. I think you can see that pattern from the Subtle Embossing Folder. I'm going to go the opposite direction and run it through again. And let's see if you can see what that looks like. It kind of looks like linen, I think. Worth the extra time through. Okay, I've got you down close. I'm going to be using this silvery shimmer ink. This just barely fits, so I've got myself a template so I can have it positioned exactly where I want it. And I just want to cover up the very corners of this, and I'll ink my stamp. And let's see if I get a good inking. Yeah, I do want to ink it one more time. If I set a stamp case underneath, it will actually do a better job of inking. And one more, I'm having trouble getting over on this edge. should have it. So I'm using the fine tip glue pen. I am bringing in my silicone mat. I just want to add a little bit of glitter just on the outside edges here. When you put your cap on, you do want to put that pin in that little hole. I am sure I'm not the only one that has had trouble with my glue drying out there. So I have these fine tip glue pen replacement tips. All you have to do is unscrew this part. Your tip here will probably be yellow. I've already replaced mine. You just unscrew this and pop it off and put the new one on. And this is the one that I've already replaced, but I'm screwing it back in. Let me take this off so you can see what's happening. And you just screw that back in. And it should look familiar now. And then you can put this back on. Good as new. I don't want to put glitter on my silicone mat. This is that ice Stampin' Glitter, and I love this stuff. Most of our glitter has been really fine stuff, but this is almost like little cubes of glitter. And we've got some really pretty glitter. And this can go back in the tub. And I want to stamp the inside of the card with pretty peacock ink. This is a photopolymer stamp, so I am bringing in my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I do want to be up near the top. I did not get a good image, so I'm taking this opportunity to re-ink. I'm just adding a few drops of the re-inker. You do want to double check that you're using the right color re-inker. Don't make that mistake. Oh, what a mess. And my favorite tool is a plastic spoon, because I can spread that around without worrying about scraping up the surface of my stamp pad. So let me try again. Much better. So we'll put this piece in. I somehow neglected to film adhering the embossed layer onto the front of the card. When I put this layer down, I want to make sure to stay away from the edges, because adhesive does show through vellum, but I'm going to be covering up I'll be covering up all that inside layer. And I'm going to glue this to this piece. This, at least the old style glimmer paper, does not really stick very well because that glitter does come off. I found that the multi-purpose liquid glue works pretty well for it, because I do have those holes punched out. I don't want to get glue all over, so I'm using my silicone mat for that. This layer I'm going to put dimensionals on. Pulling my fine tip glue pen in again for the snowflakes. And I kind of put it on these corners. This one's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to put the smaller snowflake over on this side. And I want to put some rhinestones on, so I am using my Take Your Pick tool. I love it. The Take Your Pick tool, you can just set it on your rhinestone, slide it, and it sticks to the paper more than it sticks to the putty. And so you can put as many or as few rhinestones as you want. There you have it. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up. Under Shop, I have tips for online shopping, frequent shopping rewards, and products I offer to help you stay organized. I offer a cardstock sampler, taggers to help you identify those dies with lots of similar shapes, heavy-duty bags to store 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 paper, a replacement tip for the fine tip glue pen in case yours gets clogged, and a bow maker. Share my Evernote notebook of current products for a nominal contribution. It functions as a fully searchable catalog. Inspiration takes you to all my projects. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, what's special about Stampin' Up stamps, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, a basic toolkit, as well as a compact desktop toolbox, and lots of color charts. You can take a tour of my craft wall. More organization means more time for crafting. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. The team is made of crafters who want to save money on the products they buy, share with a few friends, or grow a business like mine. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on YouTube. I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon. Bye.